Big crowd. How you doing?
Good. How you
Good.
doing, Strong?
Hard day at the office.
Yes.
Me too.
Hard days, not bad days.
All right.
All right.
Go today.
I thought we were hit or miss. I thought we felt sorry for ourselves a little bit. I think we tried to come out of it, but we were hit and miss at the end, which is a learning experience for these guys too. They'll learn from it, and next time we're in that situation, we'll be better.
Freddie, I apologize for not getting over to you Saturday and asking you about Bob Wylie's comments on national radio, but obviously he said that he and a bunch of the assistants did heavy lifting and then became collateral damage, and he didn't hear from you that he wasn't going to be brought back. He had to hear it from his daughter in the hospital. Did you want to respond to any of that?
Well, I would say this. I know Bob Wylie to be a good person, and out of respect for his family, I won't get into any of that because he's a father, he's a husband, he's a granddad, all right? But I would just say this about that whole situation. Bob knows what happened. Bob knows what was going on. And when he was here, he knew everything about it, So, that was last year. If you give everybody that, listen, Bob wasn't under contract. All right, he forgot to tell everybody that. He wasn't under contract. He had talked about retiring forever. All right, so sometimes when a person says something, they have to be made to feel relevant. Okay, Bob's a good person, and I don't want to lose sight of that. I have too much respect for him as a person. What I would say though is what got lost in the shuffle is what really mattered and what we're doing right now. All right, and for whatever reason it got lost in the shuffle, we just had 40,000 people at a stadium for a practice, all right, where all the proceeds went to the Get Start initiative that the Browns have done. So that got lost in the shuffle of all this stuff that happened last year, all right? The days of inside information and the days of unnamed sources and stuff like that have ended. So you're not going to get any information like that ever. Anybody. And if I ever see it, they're fired immediately. That's the way we're running this organization. And I can take it. John Dorsey can take it. We won't crack, I promise you. So any other questions?
Can you talk about what are your plans going forward for Kareem Hunt?
He just started back last week with individual periods. We're trying to slowly work him in. He's trying to still fight through it a little bit. I told him he's got to train not quite as hard in the off season.
So quick follow up with that. Because you won't have him for the first 8 games, and you're getting ready for the Tennessee. How does that factor in how you much practice time?
Well, we're still playing it day by day. We really don't know yet. We, just to be perfectly honest, we haven't even started thinking about Tennessee yet. We're trying to live in the moment of today. We've got some corrections to make today and to get better tomorrow.
First day, your right guard rotation kind of changed. Back-to-back days for Eric Kush. Is that relevant? Has he moved ahead?
Well, it's still a competition, and I'm looking for somebody to step up. I've told all 3 of them I'm looking for somebody to step up. So, we're almost 2 weeks in now. Somebody needs to start separating themselves.
But it's too early to say he's the front runner because he started back-to-back days?
Yeah, we'll see if we can string some days together.
You seem like you're confident that you'll be able to do something about the backup running back job. But what is that, the way things are shaking out with Duke not here a lot, or not practicing a lot, and Hilliard and Hunt out for 8 weeks?
Well,
8 games.
Yeah, I think, that kind of will take care of itself as we move along. Duke will be back. He's not going to be out, too much longer. He's kind of getting close. But, yeah, it'll shake itself out. I'm not really worried about it.
How good is that? How much do you need a number 2, or can you just ride Chubb a little harder if you don't love what's number 2?
Yeah, this is the National Football League. I think you need more than one. And you probably need more than 2. But, we've got some other guys that have been showing some signs. DeErnest is, he had one of the best blitz pickups today that I've seen in a long time. So he can do the job. We're getting comfortable with him. He just needs to keep working, and see what we have at the end of all this. And then we'll make a decision at the end.
How sick is Odell? Do you expect him back?
Well, he's not feeling good. and again, that's probably more of an hour by hour thing. I know he wasn't feeling real good this morning, which was evident.
What about, we saw Jarvis come up a little gimpy after rep, and it seemed to be taking it easy the rest of the way. How's he doing?
Yeah, we just brought him in to check him out, make sure he was okay. I ain't got the full lowdown on it yet, how severe, how significant, but you know, Jarvis is a tough guy. He was out there practicing with it, and you know, he's a tough guy, so we'll monitor him and accordingly give him reps.
Jalen Strong seems to be stringing a few days in a row. Is he making advances?
I think so. I think you know, Willie's came back today, Derek came back today, and you know, the thing with Derek the other day at the stadium, he had a pretty good day. It may not have been shown stat-wise, but he had a pretty good day as far as route running and exploding off the ball and vertical speed and things like that. But you know, the one little mishap he had in a 2-minute drive kind of overshadowed everything he did good, which it overshadows a team when that happens, you know, because you lose games like that. So Derek's going to continue to learn and continue to move forward. I have total confidence in him. I was glad to see he made a tough catch at the end of practice. So yeah, Jalen is continuing to work. He's, you know, you're right. He strung them together a couple of days. We'll see if it continues. The point of all this is we have to string together days. We have to string together games. But right now we're just interested in tomorrow, and that's how you do that. You just stay in the moment. You go on the practice field. You string together a good day, and good days happen by taking good reps. And then before you know it, you've strung together 3 or 4 good days.
You already know, like in your mind, I realize there's a long way to go before the end of the month and the 53 gets put together, but that receiver position, do you already have in your mind how many jobs the back end of that position are up for grabs?
Well, the thing we tell these guys all the time is you're not only competing with the guys on our roster, you're competing with 32 other teams, all right? So, you know, we'll see what happens, but we're only concerned right now about the guys that are here, trying to get these guys better. From a coaching standpoint, our coaches are going to get these guys ready to play in this preseason game because that's a job interview for them, for us or for other teams. So we're not going to shortchange them from that standpoint. We're going to put them in positions to be successful, and you know, we'll go from there. But as far as numbers, we're not counting numbers right now.
We talked to
Nick said that he and Kareem have built a nice friendship off the field. How welcome is that for you to hear that? And what can Kareem take from Nick, just in terms of welcoming him as a new teammate, things like that?
Well, first and foremost now, you know, Nick Chubb's one of the finest human beings I know. He's one of the hardest workers I know. And have you ever talked to Nick? You have? Did it take any prodding? All right. Because Nick Chubb is all about work now. You want to know what the definition of keeping your head down and just going to work is. It's him. So if Kareem learns nothing other than that, that's a benefit to Kareem and a benefit to our team.
Have you seen Kareem make any changes since you guys talked to him after that incident outside the bar in June?
You know what? It's one of those. It's really one of those things where sometimes if you start feeling good about yourself, okay, about what you are doing as a person, then maybe I can do a few other things, okay, whatever those things are.
Yeah.
All right. But I think it just kind of brought him back to reality that you're in the NFL, man. You're Kareem Hunt. You've got to be careful in everything you do because these things right here are everywhere.
Freddie, you were spending some time today.
But I am pleased with Kareem. Don't misinterpret that. I'm pleased with Kareem on the progress he's making off the field, more so than anything.
There was more guys than usual today without pads on, kind of over there. You spent some time talking to them. I was wondering, was that like a hurt, not injured thing, or just what was your message for them?
That'll stay between us.
Did you have a chance to see the video of Baker at the Indians game?
How am I supposed to answer this one? Yes, I did. And it was impressive. It was very impressive. So, can I? No, I don't drink beer anymore. That's a lie. I told you I never would lie to you. That's a lie.
Have you ever bit in a beer can open?
I have not. I'd be worried about my teeth.
Well, Freddie, why didn't you give the starting defensive lineman a day off and from team drills anyway, after a day off?
I did not give them a day off.
Mack Wilson didn't have an interception today, but he had a couple in a row. You see him figuring some stuff out now?
Yes, I think Mack is continuing to come on. You know, again, he's a work in progress. I mean, he made some great plays the other day on Saturday, made some more today. You know, he's going to keep getting better. You know, now that's not to say that they weren't over there for a reason. All right, I just want to clarify. I don't know how much I got to clarify, but we're not giving people days off. If they're over there for a reason.
Nick Chubb was here a few minutes ago, talked their ears off, just last.
Yeah.
But anyway, one of the things he's
You trying to be funny again?
No.
All right.
He talked about his first impressions of you when both you were first together last year, but to turn that around, what did you see when in the early days of your relationship with Chuck?
Well, the same. That's exactly what Nick Chubb hasn't changed. He was like that at Georgia. I have some of my best friends that coached him at Georgia. He hasn't changed. He's the same guy he was when he showed up as a freshman. He's just bigger, faster, and stronger now. But internally, he hasn't changed. You know, it's been a physical camp, guys, so far. So we're going to have some bumps and bruises. The defensive line, I still feel like it's going to be the strength of our football team. But you know what? They've been working their tail off, and they've, you know, they've got some bumps and bruises. So I'll just leave it at that.
There may be a perception nationally with the addition of OBJ and Todd Monken that this is going to be a pass-happy team. But you knew Chubb before any of us. Would you state how important he is to this offense?
We won't be a pass-happy team. I'll just go ahead and put it bluntly to you. We won't be a pass-happy team. We'll do what we have to do to win the game, or attempt to win the game.
Hey, Freddie,
We're going to run the football, Tony.
You mentioned the D-line, and you just signed a guy Saturday and from Elyria High. I'm just wondering, when a guy comes in at this point of camp, like, what does he have to do to kind of get on radar when he's already missed a week of practice and everybody else has been around?
Well, continue showing up. You know, we tell them it's either you're getting exposed or you're getting exposure. One of the other. It's only going to be two things. I mean, if you're just out there, you're not doing either one, and that's not a good thing either. So just continue to show up, you know, on tape.
Freddie, you made your point very clear about Wylie's comments, but this is your first go-round as a head coach. When something like that pops up, or when you hear something like that, how upset does that make you? Does that you try to let it slide out your back? Do you get angry about it, or?
You know, at the end of the day, no, I don't get angry. I kind of feel, you know, I know what happened. He knows what happened. The staff knows what happened. But here's the thing that gets lost in the shuffle with all that. It's kind of a microcosm that we're worried about. I've never wanted any appreciation. I've never asked for any tooting of my horn or anything like that, but we seem to ask for it. Well, what about the players? What did the players do? Did they have anything to do with the turnaround? Because I really, truly feel that this game is about the players. It's not about me. It's not about Bob. It's not about the staff. Our job is to get them ready to play. It's about them. But when do they get their credit? Because they had to make a conscious decision to turn it around, and they did that. So I would say that about the comments. It doesn't matter. Bob doesn't wear brown and orange anymore. All right? I had the opportunity to hire Bob. I didn't want to. I went to the hospital to see Bob. Every week he was in the hospital. All right? I FaceTimed Bob before every game, before we went out as a staff, just so he would continue to feel a part of it. So at what point does Bob realize that it was the players and not the coaches that turned it around? Now, that's the last thing I'll say about it.
This is something looking forward, which I think is important.
Yeah, it's the only thing that's important.
Right. You said John Dorsey's not going to crack. You're not going to crack. You guys can handle this kind of stuff. In you being a head coach now, how important do you feel that is? How much of your job is that stuff like this is going to pop up, or making sure that the staff has continuity and is together? Like this off-field stuff, how important is that to you in being the Browns head coach and keeping that straight?
It doesn't. The only reason it was important to me is because I'm not gonna lie to you, it wasn't important at all to me. It's the fact that he didn't. The players are the one turning this around. I don't care what he says about me. I can take it, but the players turned it around. Those guys that he coached gave up 5 sacks the last 8 games of the year. That's it. Bob did a hell of a job. Okay. You know, whoever you want to give the credit to, whoever wants the credit can get it. But I know this. I know where the credit needs to be. It needs to be on the players because they made a decision to do it. Not Bob, not me, not anybody. Bob didn't go out and play a down. The players did.
And when the staff you have now, again, looking forward, how do you feel about the guys you brought in terms of that, in terms of how they think about that kind of stuff?
I hired the guys I wanted to hire for a reason, and it's all encompassing. And I feel like our staff will stay together no matter what. I feel like our staff will pull in the same direction no matter what. And I feel like our staff will put the players first, just like me, because it's demanded. Because I know that's how you win.
Big play we saw from the offense was the long Baker throw to Willies. Was that the play? Were they improvising there? What happened there?
Yeah, he threw it a little late, so it ended up being a little improvisation. Is that a word?
Close.
All right. Anyway, so but Derek made a great play on the ball. It was just 2 good players making a good play.
And was he just frustrated from the practice that he punted that ball, or jubilation, or combination?
Probably a combination. You know.
He had a couple drops.
You know, that was a competitive period, and you know, when you have success, I want to show emotion. I mean, if you can't be passionate about the game, you don't need to be playing it. Now, as long as he's in the end zone, because if he'd have punted that thing at the 1, we'd have had a different
Did
conversation.
get flagged.
Did he?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Fred
they
celebrated.
pulled the flag.
I wouldn't go off that too much. I mean, really?
I understand.
Did you stay at all of practice?
I know what you're
Okay.
Who did Ernest take out?
I think it was. I'm not sure. I don't know. We almost lined up and ran though. You'd have had it like that again. So,
You good? All right.
Yep.
Very good.
Okay.
Good job.
everybody good? Thank you, guys.